Hello, Xynos, or Logic, or Will.
Right. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Right, I can hear you properly now.
Right. Okay. Good. I was about to ask you how you've been, but looking at your most recent TikTok comments calling you a furry, I wouldn't bother
I,
asking that.
I've deleted the app, so I haven't even been looking. I haven't even been paying attention.
Right. So I feel like before we dive into any of this, yeah, because I want to give you the opportunity to talk about like whatever you want to talk about and
Yeah,
debate. But
yeah.
since the video's come out with Fiji and everything, how's it sort of affected everything?
Not much necessarily.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, everything's been more or less the same. I haven't really, like, no one's come to my channel and given me hate or anything. It's actually been business as usual since.
Yeah, quite calm. Just accepting the commentary like sphere or whatever you want to call the TikTok commentary stuff. But everyone hates you.
It, I mean, I couldn't really care less if people hate me. Right? If people hate me, then they hate me. That's
Hmm.
just their opinion on me.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So right. Why did you want to do this?
I wanted to, so then I would be able to express what I had to say without
Hmm.
being confined to a script. I'd be able to speak to you like personally and express my opinion and like admit or disagree to whatever like was said in that video.
All right. Fair enough. Uh, like, I'll pass it over to you. You start then.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what to say. In
I
my
can
mind,
start off if you want.
in what?
If you want me to start off, I can.
I mean, you can if you like to.
But I find it very funny. I like this situation purely because of one reason, and it's how hypocritical the whole situation was of you.
I'd I'd say that I'd say that much. Yeah. I mean, as I said, there are some like bits that I admit to and don't admit to.
So one of the key points Fiji's brought up, I've brought up, a lot of other people have brought up through different means and different evidence and stuff, is your use of calling me out for a slur from about 2 years ago.
Um. Well, originally, me and Adam had we planned to collab on the video, and we were trying to look for material to use in that video. And
Hmm.
Adam said that, and I said, "Well, I might just use that."
So so when you were trying to call me out for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it ever cross your mind not to slay a quote unquote slur immediately afterwards?
Um. Yeah, I never actually thought about that.
Because I don't know if you know, I don't normally call out people that say slurs unless it's in a derogatory way. But I find it very hypocritical how in the past as well, according to other evidence that's happened, whatever, if it's fake or true, it just seems very hypocritical of you to call me out for saying something that you've said.
I do admit to that, and I do apologise for that.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. That at least you're honest. No more than that. I mean, like, at least what about your points or about my points when I called you out for basically ripping off a whole of entire Fiji's video on me when he made his TikTok commentary video on me.
Well, there was one point that I'd like to debunk. Fiji in that
Mhm.
video said that he had a private account that I tried to attempt to like find. In my mind, I never actually like I either didn't know the existence of that account
Mhm.
or like knew better than to follow it. I had no idea what he was on about. I
So
never
so
found an account of his.
so Fiji's main point in that was about you like finding his real name,
There
his
wasn't.
parents or whatever in his Facebook or whatever.
Um.
Did you do
Well,
that?
no. Well, no. I didn't. I didn't go and find like his private account.
Hmm. Same with Shut Up. Did you find Shut Up's Xbox without his
Uh,
actual like Shut Up commentary's name being in there?
he actually. So we had originally set up a Minecraft realm. Like I'd suggested that we should set up a Minecraft realm just know for fun.
Hmm.
And he'd sent me his Xbox gamer tag.
Right.
Actually, have because he sent that to me himself.
Hmm. So would you not admit that your you were a bit of a creep towards them in the fact that you managed to find all of this personal information about them.
I didn't find all the personal, like, I didn't find all of their personal information. The only thing that I know about Fiji is, like, his first name.
Hmm. Did Fiji tell you that, or did you go looking for that?
I didn't go looking for that, no.
Did he personally tell you?
Um, well, I'd heard it through Adam, so, um,
Hmm.
I obviously, and I did, call him his real name before, and he didn't seem to have an issue with it.
Hmm. Where there are some other points that have been made behind the scenes and on video, a so-called you making a lot of wiki pages and you also making some shut up commentary merchandise. Where does your where does it cross between being their friend, being a fan, and being a creep?
Um, so I made a shirt with shut up commentaries, like, stick avatar on it. But I would never wear it in public. I'd always wear it, like, in the house.
Hmm. Don't you think? And again, like this might just be something you like doing, but don't you think it's a bit creepy to have someone's YouTube logo on and official unbrand merchandise on and wear that around?
Um, now that you say that bit, yeah.
Doesn't it just sound a bit creepy that this is meant to be your mate at this point, around at this time? Shut Up is meant to be someone you know and you talk to because nearly everyone in the TikTok commentary sphere knows each other, right? And again, I could be completely wrong here, but don't you think that's a bit creepy going around in your friend's like fake unbrand merchandise in the household?
The only one I actually made was his.
Hmm.
The only one I actually made was his. Now that you do say that, it is a bit creepy. I would say that. But shut up
Hmm.
commentary in the comments of an old post that I made, which is long since been deleted. He actually put in the comments repping what matters.
Right, fair enough.
He he seemed to, at the time, he seemed to have condoned it.
But would you say that was more out of kindness, out of his heart, like Fiji and others have said, like Zen said, like Adam and like everyone said, that they were just being kind until they realized how much of a creep you were?
Um,
Could you say that looking back? Because obviously the whole stuff with the furry stuff's come out. The clip where you under pressure because you lost at Minecraft and you literally shout that you're a furry. Does that
I would,
did?
what I the furry bit. I want to explain that. So my original TikTok account um was formerly called Foxy Commentary, right?
Yep.
Um, now I didn't think that this would I didn't think this would. So it was originally a joke. They even admitted to me that it was a joke from them specifically.
Hmm.
Um, now then they sort of like begun taking it seriously. My
Yeah.
original profile picture was a clip art fox with like an army hat on that I
Hmm.
found on like I just googled like clip art fox.
So with this whole furry stuff, at this point, one of your reps is being known for a furry, and that's not me trying to drill in the fact that like about my video or whatever. Generally, that's the majority of the stuff I've been seeing most recently on your TikTok account, or your new Xynos commentary one.
Um, well, I've deleted TikTok. I haven't seen these
Hmm.
comments specifically. I haven't had a look at them.
Does that mean you don't know the fact that I've uploaded a TikTok commentary video on the whole situation? So has Zen.
Um, at the time, I only got one comment saying, "Are you a furry?" and I just said no.
Hmm.
Because the main reason I just called it Foxy Commentary because it was just the name,
Hmm.
and then
Would you?
they began making a few they began like making a few jokes that painted me in a less than good light.
Right, fair enough. Can't argue with whatever you're saying there, because again, a lot of the stuff you're saying, I don't know if it's bullshit or truth. But there is one thing that Fiji has recently brought to my attention, and that's recently his TikTok commentary account got banned. Literally, maybe about an hour after my video on you came out with his part in.
Yes.
Would you, would you, yeah, just this is a random suggestion, like people have said in the past, like Fiji has said when you tried to get his account banned and then he got your account banned, would you say that you were the person that spammed his account reporting it, that finally pushed it over the edge? Would you say that you were the person that could have done that? Because you've been capable of doing it in the past. So have you done it here?
I deny that.
You,
Because I'd have no reason to, because I don't have any disdain towards Fiji. I'd have no reason to report his account because he's
but
trying hard out to
but
gain following. I'm not going to ruin that for him.
I could counter argue that with he's come on my channel and roasted the shit out of you for about 3 minutes.
I mean, well, again, every single roast he gives me, I can deny.
But then again, I would have said I would have agreed with that point, but you went on Instagram, said you were going to make a video on Fiji, and then instantly backed out once the video came out.
Well,
I just feel like if you could deflect all of his points, why not make a video on him?
I'd suggested the video before the actual video came out. Once I actually saw it, I was like, well, I don't really have anything to counter it. So,
but you've just said that you could have countered all of the points he said. If you don't have anything to counter, how are you meant to counter it?
I'm not sure. Hold on. Well, it was before the actual video came. It was before it released.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really know what to expect. And then once the actual video came out, I'm like, well, I don't really have anything to bring here.
It's just from my point of view. It seems like you were very hopeful for the fact that this video was not going to include Fiji and other people, and you were hoping that the points were going to be rubbish, so that you could counter it. But it seems like you've been a pussy here and got scared because look, we've had people like Cynical in the video, Zen, Fiji, and me. Zen at the time, I would class him as a common person with you to hate against me. I feel like the video took you by shock, and you acted beforehand, not knowing how this video would absolutely destroy any points you could have made.
I can admit to that, yes.
Was there any hope of you ever making a video responding to it? Because it just seems like
because we used to have a Discord throughout there were a few lies made up for me. For example, there was a screenshot photoshopped by Adam, making me out to be a racist. That original screenshot, Fiji defended me with. He's deleted the tweet, but it's in a Discord thread, which I have posted in that Discord group chat that you added me to a couple of hours after the video was released.
But didn't you also do the same? Didn't you also do the same with something Fiji did? Try to make it look like he said the N-word in an Instagram message when it was blatantly edited.
It wasn't. So I made way back when I made an own wiki about myself, and I told them all about it. I was like, hey guys, I've made this, and there was Fiji went onto the wiki and started putting a load of I mean, he put the M word on there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a screenshot. Hold on, I'll send that. I'll send that to you. You can put it in a video if you're willing to post it.
Yeah. Surely at this point, yeah. No, I don't mean to interject here, but surely at this point, even if let's say you weren't the one that edited it, but you still went out your way to put it in a video, or you went out your way to bring it up to Fiji.
Well, I don't have any editing software or anything to make it look convincing. So, and I'd have no reason to paint him out as being a bad person.
Mm-hmm. But again, it just seems like there's all this history and past with Fiji disliking you very much, as you can tell in the video.
Yes.
There's all of the reason that you could have done this. There's all the reason that you could have tried to set him up here. Because if someone makes a video on you and you're too much of a pussy to respond, I think other options out there could be inadvertently trying to ruin his career.
I wouldn't ruin his career. I would not do that.
But he's done it to you. I've done it to you. Cynical's done it to you. I think anyone out of that video that destroyed you most was Cynical.
That happened long ago. So anytime they try and ruin my career, they're basically just digging something irrelevant into the ground.
You say irrelevant, and I find this funny. You say irrelevant, but You class yourself as irrelevant after literally coming out saying I was the irrelevant one, my channel was dying, that I needed the views
In,
from you.
in that video, I did say that I know my account isn't much better. I know
Mhm.
my account is indeed dead. I've known that from the day my original TikTok account got banned. From the
So
original,
that makes you hypocritical though, because you said that I'm dead and I'm leeching off of
again,
Zen and you for views, when in reality you're the one that is overall looking at analytically are the fucking dead person.
I I know. Again, I said I know I'm not. I know my account isn't better. I know my account isn't growing any faster than Samuel's. I did say that.
Hmm.
But at the time, after your latest video went like viral, at that time we were getting around the same views per video. So
Again,
it's
you
like I didn't.
again you state that, but obviously you sent me on Instagram your analytics, and the analytics, apart from the videos where I upload more consistently than you, yeah,
Yeah,
the analytics and views just don't match up to say that we're on the same path. If you take a look at my YouTube shorts, like one of your only statements to combat me was that my video with 24K was blocked. It's now unblocked, rendering your whole point physically useless.
at the at the time of me posting the video, right?
Hmm.
I had no like. A lot of the time, I don't really keep up with like the commentary community, so a lot of the time I don't know if something like existence. I'll just won't keep up. So I didn't actually know that that video would go viral until after the video was posted.
So, the, so you say you don't keep up to date with these sort of subjects, but you're meant to be a commentator. How do you make commentary videos on it if you don't keep up to date with it?
Well, a lot of my content is is satirical. It's like in my first ever Samuel video um in the comments, it specifically stated that this is a joke. Right, most of my content
Hmm.
isn't serious.
Yeah. But you could then go out your way and say, because hypothetically, is in your first video, you class it as satirical towards me, but you briefly mention me and then swiftly move on to cynical.
Because like you were one of the main subject matter.
But then, if I was one of the main subject matters, why would you not cover me rather than cynical? Because again, cynical, I can't talk for him, but I know we love stuff like that. But generally, the video was had me in the title, me in the thumbnail. You spoke about me for a minute and moved directly on to cynical and roast him for the rest of the video.
Well, I didn't really know what I was thinking then.
If
A
you
lot of
were,
the stuff you are saying, I do admit to, right? I don't really think. I don't think properly, right?
didn't you think at the time or any time at any point, did you not think you could come out and say that you were in the wrong or you were incorrect? Because
I, 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 I,
surely.
I admit, yes, I am in the wrong. I was in the wrong, right? I admit that. I was in the wrong.
So, what do you generally get out of this? Like, just out of doing all of this? Because in the first place, you made a video on me, which I didn't respond to it, didn't react to it. I saw it when it came out on the day it fucking came out. It was one of the first results when you searched my name for a while. I watched it. It was all about cynical. I let him take that, and obviously he made the video. What was it? Autistic 7-year-old roasted me.
Yeah.
But you then sort of did the same thing in your video on me. You used what other people had said about me, like Fiji. It was a carbon copy of what Fiji said, and even what Zen said overall.
The main
So,
the main reason
it,
I'd made that was to tell everyone that so Cynical had asked me to do it, and then once I'd announced it, you began like no offense, but you began condoning it in the comments and direct messages.
so wait, well, what was I condoning exactly? Be specific here before
When
you give
I
me stuff.
so when it, so the second video, the second Samuel video I made, when
Hmm.
I began announcing it on Instagram, you put in yes.
Yes, I did. And if you won't be keeping up to date with the
With
majority
me,
of the drama that I get involved in, you will know heavily, and from just the video that I made on you, that when someone calls me out, I physically support the video because then they don't know what to do. And this is what's happened here: is fucking you got bizarred out. Your video was rushed because I forced you to make the video, and you fucked yourself. It's the same with this kid called Kinetsu, who you won't know who he is. I made him literally. He wanted to make a video on me. I forced him to make it sooner, and he rushed it. He ruined it. He ruined any chance he had of taking any points at me or any jabs. And it's the same thing that you did with your recent David Dobrik video, where you literally use shut up commentary as a source, but literally his video had come out 3 hours before your video came out, and you used it as a source. Did you script it? What did you do there? Because it feels like, again, a lot of your content is physically rushed.
I can. Everything you're saying, I'm admitting to. My content is a lot of the time rushed. I am eager to get a lot of content out during like the exact date. And yeah, I do admit a lot of my content is indefinitely rushed. And I
Because then
definitely should think a lot more about that.
because it leads to stuff like this whole situation. If you took one moment to think, because generally you weren't on my radar for a while for people that I needed to make a video on or collab with. I
Yeah.
only asked Fiji to be a part of the video because of your recent video, or your video on me, because it was so hypocritical. It made no new valid points, and if you took one moment to research me or do anything, you would have noticed that I had not only apologized for the N-word stuff and it had been addressed, that every YouTuber who has made a video on me under the sun has brought that up.
Yes.
Wait, when you made the video, did you not think to try and get new points to target me, to try and do new stuff? Because if you're throwing the same old shit that I've seen from every other creator trying to make videos on me, don't you think this video will just not faze me and that I'm just gonna make a response and get other people that you know that you trusted to pummel you into the ground?
Again, I admit I didn't think about the video much,
Hmm.
and I, in my mind, without sounding like an arseleg, I definitely apologise.
So, what do you like? Right, I'm going to give you the opportunity here because I assume for the past few days, one of the things that probably not on the top of your mind, probably not on the top of your agenda even, but probably in the back of your mind, the video has been playing on your mind. I'm assuming at the back
It,
of that mind of
I mean,
yours.
it hasn't, it hasn't really bothered me that much.
Hmm.
Like I've been like thinking about it for like a couple of minutes every day, and thinking, oh, alright.
So, what did you try and get out of this debate? Because surely there must be some built-up aggression for you want to do a debate. Because I offered a debate to you before my video had come out. I joined your Instagram live stream, said that you leak pussy or whatever I've said,
I don't,
and then
I don't
and
have
then you
aggression.
denied me the chance to literally what I said in that chat was a plea, so I didn't have to make a video on you. I wanted to get on an Instagram live, a Discord call, and do it, but you aired me, and this is where we are now. So why? What's changed your mind to do this right here, right now?
It's so then I could um talk about it in a neutral and like a friendly way, without any hate, any built up aggression, anything like, because
Hmm.
I don't have any, like, I had a little bit of disdain to it, but I don't really have any like aggression. No need to um no need to be angry. At least I don't really feel like I should be angry. I should be, but I'm not.
There's one person specifically that I think you have wronged. One of the most in this situation. It's not Fiji. We've discussed Fiji a lot. It's not Zen. To be honest, in my mind, it's cynical. You blatantly the shit like for starter anything. he has done or mentioned, not only have you basically flat out ignored him in anything, and again, it's your choice to not respond to videos made on you or do whatever, but I feel like when someone makes a video on you, for you, because you seem like you're a very trigger happy person with the videos you make, especially on me, because I mentioned you for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds in my TikTok commentary, and it sprouted all of this stuff. And when I came for Zen, you weren't mentioned, you weren't involved in that situation, or at least not in my video. On his video, yes. But what made you just completely avoid cynical, like a bad, like a bad condition? Because I just feel like if you're that trigger happy to make a video, what was stopping you from trying to take him down? Especially at the time, you had the support of the majority of the commentators.
Well, can I be honest? Yeah, I didn't really
Hmm.
want. I didn't really want to make a video, but I felt that I had the need to.
Hmm.
Because he wanted me to make a video. Like, right, whatever. I'll just make a video as long as it gets him off my back. Then yeah, I'll just make one. I don't really want to. I don't really need to, but I just will.
But then you didn't. Cynical, in my
That's
opinion,
why
he's
the,
already came after you.
video, that's why the video seemed like really half-assed. Because like I didn't really want to make it.
But if you didn't want to make it, you wouldn't have tried to make it in the first place. Even if someone was pressuring you to make it like Cynical was. He gave up after a while and just left it in your hands. And it's the same thing when he made a video on you. I felt like you, and I'm going to use these words, I feel like you're a pussy around him. A complete, utter nightmare and mess around him. Because not only did you crack under his few messages that he sent you to make a video, you then cracked when he made a video on you and literally did not post for months. And again, that's just a bad upload schedule, I'm assuming, on part of you. But you did
Yeah.
not mention it in the video on me, which would have been quite a big target or a hit that you could have done. You then, when my video came out, not once in this debate have you brought up his part. You've brought up everyone else apart from him. So what makes you think you can avoid him?
Well, I wouldn't really say like yeah. I do try and avoid things like that because I don't like getting into involuntary drama. The only reason I
Hmm.
made a video on you was because Cynical had pressured me to make a video. I'd announced the video, and you began like in many ways condoning it. So
I again, you said that you announced the video and you did. You also did the same with Fiji. You announced the video because, and again, to be honest, I think that was a stupid move on your part because
yeah,
you don't put a
yeah.
thumbnail out there and you
I
didn't
did.
directly say, look, there's a video on Fiji, but you said to complete that game, you put a thumbnail of Fiji. So you still announced that and then you backed out. What? Why didn't you back out of this? Because, as far as I'm aware, because I've seen all of the messages between you and Cynical, he literally asked maybe 5 times. You got into a few messages, arguments. He joined a live stream, whatever. Why did that pressure you into making the video? Because beforehand, you'd said literally before he had making the video, it was teased, it was whatever. And generally, it was on your story. You tagged me in it. You tagged me in a post about when I called you pathetic on Twitter. And in not once in your video on me did you ever mention the fact that you felt pressured to make this video by Cynical or you felt pressured by someone else. You put it down to the reason that made you sound the most pathetic bastard ever by saying it was me tweeting about you saying this kid's pathetic.
Well, that wasn't the main reason. It was down to his messages. It was down to the things he was saying. He was telling me to make a video on it, mainly because I'd gotten involved. You'd mentioned me, and I was like, I'll just have a little joke about that. And
If that was the real reason,
I was
why
like, oh,
didn't why did you not mention that in your video? I feel like that would have been a better reason than
again,
you acting like you did, saying it was me calling you pathetic on Twitter, because then it does make you show your age. Your age, what? You're 12, not even 13 yet?
yes.
Yeah, it makes you seem like a baby. And quite frankly, to a lot of people, that's what you are now, a joke. And I don't like to sound like I'm being condescending or a
No,
prick,
say
but
what you
that's
like.
what's happened. You
That's why
used to be respected.
you what?
You used to be a respected commentator, and again, you can argue against that. But logic commentary, again, when I made my video, like my first video on TikTok commentary, I knew who you were.
Yes.
You used to be a respected commentator, and now you're seen as the baby furry racist. How has that descended? And I'll tell you how it's happened. Is because you went from making half-assed content that like had some depth to it because you were an arsehole to making half-assed content and being a pussy.
I think the main like time it began to spiral is when I got banned for the second time. I began
Mhm.
feeling like just unmotivated to even try. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just like that. That's what I began feeling because I'm like, what's the point of me making What's the point of me even trying? What's the point of me trying if I'm just going to get banned again?
Yeah, good point. But then, if you felt like that and you felt like you couldn't make quality content, what is the point of continuing to make content? And then coming after, arguably at that time, because your TikTok account had been banned, you only really had your YouTube account, arguably on YouTube, a bigger creator.
Well,
Again, you could combat me saying that I came after Fiji, but again, I at that point in time, it was reasonable for me to come after Fiji with my link to press, not SERP.
well, I mean, I'm not really sure what to. I can admit, right, from when I began content to when I finished content, I have grown to be a lot more of a
Kiss ass.
a lot more of a mid content creator, right? I'm not good at making content by far, right? I
Then
can.
why do you make content? If you're not good at it, don't do it. Because I asked Press, not SERP, to be in the video, and originally he was considering it, and then he realised that basically he's got better things to do than deal with you. Because generally, his words, not mine. I'm just phrasing them. Because generally, it's come to the point where no one wants to be around you apart from the people that were already around you at the time of my video. There's no one that respects you anymore. You're stuck in this endless pit of shit.
Yeah,
Again, I'm gonna ask the question because it just seems like everything I've said, you've acted like a kiss ass. What was the point of asking for a debate?
it was so then I could um like express my opinion on the matter.
Right, so I'll let you have some time to literally make some new points about your video, about my video, or about me. Because it seems like you don't call for a debate unless you have like strong feelings towards the other person.
Well, I don't. I mean, I originally said in the text that I'd sent you to request for a debate, I said in a neutral and non-attacking way, right? Just
Hmm.
to talk about it, right? Not in a derogatory way, not in a oh you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that way, right? I did it. I asked for a debate so then I could mainly express my opinion on the matter and admit to or debunk some of the things that were said in that video, right? Not in a
What?
meme, not in a
Hmm.
again, not in a in a constructive criticism way, not just like oh fucking you're this, you're that, you're this.
But then again, you've done none of that in a constructive criticism way. You've done nothing. Because your exact words were, Samuel, I'd like to have a debate, a neutral chat, without anyone else, just so I can express my opinion with no hate and without a script. You can record it if you like. Again, does this seem just a bit like if you are asking for a debate, you have opinions on something, you have opinions on the matter. If you're asking, like, generally, the words you can record it normally mean when anyone asks you can record it, not yourself because you're not recording this. When you ask the other person you can record it, surely you could use this as a platform to boast yourself, to put yourself out there again, to make yourself look semi-respected again. Is that why? Maybe this is just an alternate solution. Is that maybe why you're not slagging me off? Because you can use this as a way to look slash
No,
seem semi-respected again. Because that's generally the vibes I'm getting at the moment. Is that
the
you're
thing,
doing this so you can get some of your respectiveness
no,
back, so you can be respected.
no. I don't care. I don't want anyone's respect. I don't care about anyone's opinion on me.
Surely, a person as young as you. Surely you want the majority of people's trust back. Surely you want people to enjoy it because again, you're not a stupid kid, okay? You're logic commentary, okay? You're a person that in the past has manipulated people, okay? You were in there with some of the greats of TikTok commentary like Fiji, Flows, and all them lot. You're capable of doing this shit, and it's not a far-fetched to believe that the reason you're not slagging me off or having strong opinions is so you can look like the bigger person in this situation. Did you have any intent when you came here to do that? No bullshit.
I didn't have an intent to gain anyone's respect, right? I don't care about people's respect. Respect
Hmm.
was what I came out. The respect isn't what I expect to like get.
Yes. So you deny any shit about you coming out here, not slagging me off, not like you didn't want to slag me off because you didn't want respect. So you deny any claims of you wanting more respect. That's why you haven't slagged me off.
I
So
don't.
the reason is, apart from speaking your clear opinions, why haven't you slagged me off?
I don't feel. I don't want. I don't really feel the need to. I don't have any pent up anger against the situation. I. I don't really. If I'm honest, I don't really care about the situation.
Right, I would agree with you, but you uploaded Samuel has returned on 2 accounts.
To account.
Yep, Xynos commentary 2 and just Xynos.
Well, the
Your main account. So
well,
again,
Dino
this is
commentary
to your
two is a
point about
backup service. It's not like it's not. It has. It's just a. It's just a backup account where all the videos go. Right. Xynos commentary two has practically nothing to do with it.
again. I would agree with you, but you decided to promote Xynos commentary 2 directly
The
for my
main
video,
the
for your
main
video only.
reason for that. The main reason for that account actually existing is it's like a plus one service. So
Yeah,
then
I saw the name originally.
like live.
But if you didn't want to make the video in the first place and Cynical had forced you to do it, why bother uploading the video on 2 accounts? I
Well,
just feel like that seems a bit suspicious that if you didn't want to do this video, if you didn't care about it, why upload it to a backup account?
I don't know.
Got anything? Got anything to say?
Frankly, no.
Because generally, you said this would be a friendly, but I never agreed to be friendly. Generally, the shit you've come out with just seems like you're trying to cover your tracks. Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm not sure.
Honestly, is
Cover
that
my.
what you're trying to do?
I'm not. I'm not really sure what you mean by cover my tracks.
Right? Okay, right. I forget.
Is
I
it?
forget you're a bitch.
Is that
Slow.
meant to be me trying to like paint myself out to be a good person?
No, it means that you're covering up what you've done in the past. You're covering all the shit because it just seems like every time I ask a question, you have this bullshit answer ready. Because look, again, I think the existence of this plus one account and you uploading a video on me that you didn't want to make in the first place, according to you, that Cynical forced you to do, uploading it to a backup account just in case your other account gets deleted is pointless. And it debunks anything you've said here about that. So tell
After
me again, is there generally any reason? Was there? Are you being truthful? Have you been truthful
so far,
so far? Are we sure about that?
up until like literally right now.
What have you said right now that isn't truthful then?
No, I mean like to this second.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you deny the fact that you. So again, I'm going to ask the question: why upload a video you didn't want to do? You were forced to do it, and you didn't care about, and you quite frankly apparently hated. Why upload it to a backup account just in case your main account gets banned?
It's like an archived account, isn't it?
But again, if it's an archive account, it's there for a reason. Archives accounts are there for a purpose. If your main account gets banned, you've still got all the content there. You've still got everything. Why have a video on there that you're not proud of, that you didn't want to do in the first place, and you felt like you were obliged to do?
I don't know.
Have you
Again,
got anything else to say?
no.
No, because it seems like this has probably done worse for you than you intended it to do. Because generally, I would have left anything with you dead in the water. But it just seems like now you come up with more shit excuses for your actions. You could have been noble and come out and said your true intentions, but not once have you faulted yourself.
My
You've
main
agreed.
my main intent for this was it was mainly to try and I know before you say anything, right? I did I I am try and regain what I had.
Hmm.
That's what I came here to do. So then I could. It was mainly so I could like just speak to you about it, right?
Hmm.
That was the
So
main.
you said that you're here to regain what you had. This is your exact words about a minute ago, yeah?
Mhm.
You said about 10 minutes ago that you
Yes,
weren't here to try and regain what you had. So, what is the truth here? What one is the right one here? Because 10 minutes ago, you said you weren't here to get respect or stuff or get what you had back. But surely, by doing whatever you're doing to regain what you had, is trying to get back the respect. So, what was the truth?
well, main truth was to speak to you about it, right, and try
Hmm.
and make myself clear, right. But I'd mainly just so I could express opinion, but
Yep.
also try and like tell everyone that I'm not what everyone proclaimed. I'm not a racist. I'm not a furry. I'm not anyone like that. Right? It was mainly so I could debunk all of that. Right? Because everybody knows that it isn't true. It was a joke that went too far on their part. Right?
Hmm.
A bunch of Photoshop things that were not true and not
But
like
talking.
that people are beginning to twist it, right? Twisting jokes and things that happened over a year ago. Ev- Basically everything that happened, like half the stuff that happened in that video, for example, the screenshot, right? The screenshot, me apparently being a furry, happened over a year ago.
Ooh, you. Yeah, again, I hate to catch you out there, but you you're complaining about people that talking about stuff that happened over a year ago or seen as a joke. But when you called me out for saying the N word that happened 2 years ago, you felt like you could do that. So what's the difference between these people calling you out for stuff that happened
The
over a
main
year ago when you did the exact same to me?
reason, because the main reason was Adam had sent me the video, right? Adam had sent me the video, right? He
Hmm.
sent and like he said, we could use this against him.
You again? Did he force you to do it?
I'm going to hold on. I've deleted the chat because I don't really like. I tried cutting off contact, but
Hmm.
the like, but he originally said, "Oh, I have a clip of him being racist," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I might use that." So in my
Did
mind, the intention of him sending that clip to me was so then I could use it against you.
what?
That's the way.
You just said that you could that he said that you could use this against him. You didn't have to. So far it doesn't seem like he forced you to use the clip. And then again, even if he did, fair enough. Like people can bring up clips from more than 2 years ago. I think that's perfectly fine. It's just the fact your ideology and what you're complaining about here is people bringing up stuff you said more than a year ago or 9 months ago or whatever it was. But you did the exact same to me. So forget about what Adam tried to do because generally, if he sent the clip, fair enough because his ideology is that you can use stuff beyond a year ago. But you seem like you're complaining that people have done the exact same thing to you that you did to me.
I admit that. Right. It
It
was.
just seems like this whole conversation has been you bullshitting. And even you've just said that you've admitted that. But you literally, less than a minute ago, went on a rant about how that wasn't the case of what you were doing.
I look, everything that's happened, okay? Everything that's gone on, I feel like in its own was a bit absurd, right? Like,
Yeah.
would you be able to admit in its own was a bit absurd?
I,
I feel
I'll come out and say, yeah, that the only thing that I find absurd is your way of trying to class back anything you had. Because again, I wasn't the person. I didn't provoke you. I didn't take any shots at you before your video dropped on me. Again, you could say cynical did whatever he did. I'm not cynical. I'm not cynical. I didn't force him to do anything. Of course, we were in a call while we were watching the Deji fight, but I did not make him say anything. It was his free will. And then when you then you decided to provoke me on Instagram or whatever, then I responded. Every single time you've provoked me. So I hold my hands up and say, my hands are clean. You're the one that has provoked me every single gosh damn time.
I admit it was stupid of me, right?
So
I
from my perspective, none of this is absurd. It's the stuff you've done that is absurd. If it wasn't for the stuff you'd done, this drama wouldn't exist. I wouldn't have got like Fiji, and I
yes,
wouldn't have made a collab to like
yeah,
destroy you.
yes.
So, are there any final points that you would like to talk about?
No, no.
Have you gained anything from this, or has this made it completely worse?
If anything, it's made it a bit worse. But I tell you, I would like to. I would like to restart. I would like to try. I would like to try it again. I would like to really look into stuff before I make videos.
Hmm.
Um, like prepare, like beforehand, and like research into the situation and try and like point out who's right and who's wrong and who's this and who's that.
I'd like to offer some advice before we end off, and this will be the final thing said.
Go on.
Rebrand. Leave xynos commentary dead.
Yeah,
Same logic.
yeah,
Rebrand. Even create a brand new whole account because
yes.
generally, until you do so, you will be shat on, and people will still come after
I
you.
shall do that. I shall do that. Thank
So,
you.
so I think you should go off, change
Yeah,
it, change your name from Xynos, forget about everything that's happened, move
I
on, because you've still got all these years ahead of you.
yes.
So I'm going to end it here, but I generally think that's what you should do.
Okay. Thank you.
And next time, before asking for a debate, maybe have some points ready.
Yes. Okay.
So bye bye now. Bye bye.
Goodbye.